Welcome in, everyone, to another session here with the Second Chances. As always, we're going to start with our thank yous, which first go out to Critical Role for creating the wonderful world of Exandria that we all get to play in, as well as to Reliquary Records, Dungeon Glitch, Critical Role, Hunter Rogertson, and Borislav Slav, all of whom we use music from, and you can find on Spotify and I'm sure other streaming places as well. Now, last we left the Second Chances, they've been on a little bit of kind of a vacation. Is it okay to call it a vacation, you think, based on, what was happening in the Pallid Grove at the very least?
I would say Roz feels less rested than ever.
Oh, interesting. Well, I think that's Roz's fault. But y'all have been in the Feywild after Corey's family, the royal family of the Summer Court, had somehow gotten word of them being on the Prime Material Plane, and sent some of their people to bring her and a few other people in tow back to the Summer Court. And while it was a little tumultuous at first, everyone kind of started to relax a little bit when they realized that they meant no one any harm, and they were happy to have Corey back and get to know her. And you've been exploring the Feywild, getting to know the family, and last week participated in the theater, a Fey production of Little Red Riding Hood and the Dragon-Slaying Princess. And afterwards, you received a bunch of boons and prizes and whatnot from Queen Titania, and basically have maybe a night or so left, however long you're potentially looking at before it is finally time to head back to the Prime Material Plane and get back to your quest. Specifically, I believe as of now, the plan is to go and seek out the Prism Sage. So where we are going to jump back in tonight, everyone is still together sort of in their rooms that Veranestra had helped sort of create, these combined rooms in common room where you've all been hanging out. You've had a very, very long day going through the market of fleeting opportunities, participating in the theater, being at this grand banquet and feast with the inner and outer court to celebrate the return of the Lost Prince. Rosalind learned that her and Saris aren't actually Kalishtar, or like a rarer form of something, or something similar to Kalishtar called the Onaroxy.
We are the shiny Kalishtar.
The shiny Kalishtar, 1 in 4,000, if you have the shiny charm. And Hermia also had a bit of a talk with her dad, and they were going to find Queen Titania to see if she could send her and Roz to fight a dragon as a date.
Right.
So this is probably your final night in the Feywild. You'll have a chance to, chat once more with a few people if you'd like to, before in the morning, after a long rest, Queen Titania sends you all back to the Prime Material Plane. So with that in mind, let's get some noble Summer Court music going here. Hermia.
Yes.
So you and your dad are walking down the hallway here in the Summer Court, in the sort of royal quarters here, looking for Queen Titania to ask her if she knows or can send you and Rosalind to fight a dragon back on the Prime Material Plane.
I think as we're walking down the hall, Hermia just kind of stops and pugs on his sleeve. They wait.
Yep.
That's not what I want to do.
Oh, okay. You don't want to find the queen. You don't want to fight a dragon. We can find you something else.
I mean, what I really want is just. I'm gonna be honest with you, Mr. Dad, sir.
Well, that's probably good policy.
Yeah.
You can just call me Dad. By the way, you don't have to put Mister in front of it or Sir after it.
So, the real reason why I don't want you to fight the Raven Queen is because, like, when I signed up with her, I knew what I was giving up. Lots of people tried to warn me, saying, "Oh, it's a lonely path. You have to be like prepared to walk alone." And I was like okay with it at the time because I mean, my parents or my fake parents or however you want to call them, they just ignored me all the time. Told me what to do. Don't screw up, Hermia. Don't embarrass us, Hermia. Like, go get married to a rich dude, Hermia. And everything was decided for me. And besides Leander, like, there was nobody. And I just felt like I didn't fit in anymore. I didn't have a purpose. There was like, I just let people down all the time. And that's not life. That's not anything. I don't know. It's just sad to me. That's why I ran away. But I mean, and she offered me this chance to like be somebody, to do good. It seemed like, the obvious choice. I mean, I look at Roz and she's everything I want to be. Like those books that like you read about in the library about like the heroes and the knights and all that shit, that's her. She just, if there's an opportunity to help someone or do like the right thing just for the sake of doing it, she's gonna do it. So duh, Hermia, like be a champion, make something of yourself. Like, I mean, it's a sacrifice. But now, as soon as I made it, and then Leander went away, and then I got this feeling that you're not gonna hang around all the time, and then eventually everybody's gonna die. Of course, people die. Roz might die here, she might die back home, and I'll just be here alone. I mean, it's what I signed up for, though, right? I mean, if I can't, fulfill.
Hey. He like reaches out and like takes you in his arms and pulls you close to him. Roz, as you've been kind of wandering the halls, a bit kind of lost in your thoughts, still processing this Onaroxy thing, you actually overheard a majority of that. You're currently kind of standing like around a corner, your back sort of to the wall, but you're overhearing this as it's happening. And he goes, "Look. All right, I won't go and fight your lady. All right, you made some sense. The other day talking about how she probably can't even do what I need her to do anyway. All right, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, and I can tell you a little bit about, maybe not necessarily doing the right thing, but like making something out of yourself. You don't need a god to do that. You ain't got to be a champion of anybody to make something out of yourself. All right, I know sometimes it can seem like that and like getting power from things. Right? A lot of mortals do that. They reach out to us and they think, make a deal, get some power, be somebody, but that ain't the secret either. All right, the time will come, when you have a chance to do things that, are maybe going to make you feel proud about yourself or, make somebody else. And, you can't rush those things. You can't find those things. You just, you got to wait for them and trust that they'll come. And I can, I can tell that you feel like maybe you don't want to be what you signed up for anymore. That's probably going to change from day to day too. Some days it's going to seem like a scary thing, and some days it's going to feel like maybe you did the right choice and you're, you're the champion of a god. That's going to change all the time. And I don't know if there's a way out of it. If you want me to fight the Raven Queen and find out, I will. And, now that I know you exist and I've been a part of your life, Hermia, I can't be in it all the time. Nobody can. You know, I'm still an archfey. You know, I'm an evil one too. I don't know if you know that. You know, fighting and killing people and enjoying it, not usually something people consider good and lawful. You know, but that's who I am. You know, just like you have your own life and your own agenda, you know, I got mine too, and I'm gonna try and be there for you the best I can. I'm gonna help out when I can. All right, but just like I can't change who you are, you know, we can't change, you know, who Roz is. You know, I can't change who I am. So look, I promise, I'm not gonna try and destroy the Raven Queen. All right, I don't think she's the right one to bring Leander back.
I just don't want her to know just how much of a selfish person I really am. I mean, everything that I say that I'll be okay without are things that really I can't live without. And I don't, as much as I really would like to punch the Prism Sage in the face and kick her ass, I think, I don't know, she feeds on misery, right?
That's what they say.
Well, as someone who's kind of like signed herself up to have the people closest to her leave her and walk alone, I can't think of any greater pain there is there. I walk every day like with this gaping hole in my chest from where Leander was and now isn't. This sort of thing isn't someone I'd wish on my worst enemy.
You know, I think it's my turn to be a little honest with you. You know, when I hear you talk like that, and I can feel it too. You know, I don't have much of a heart, but I feel it break in two. All right, I'm gonna get him back. All right, and maybe you don't want me to. But that's too bad. All right, because I want to see my boy too, and I know you want him back, whether you admit it or not. And seeing how amazing you've been, you know, I know that I'm missing out on someone as equally as amazing. So I'm gonna find a way to put this family back together for us, Hermia. All right, that's my promise to you.
Just don't go making promises you can't keep.
You know what? You and I got all eternity. All right, so even when everybody else is dead and gone or dust in the wind, I'm still going to be here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You see him kind of wipe away this little crystallized tear that had started to form, but like froze before it could fall down his cheek. All right, so we're not gonna go get the queen to send us to a dragon. So no, I guess you just want to go hang out with your friends until it's time for y'all to go.
Can we go fight some more?
What do you want? You just want to like find some guards to beat up?
No, like spar.
Oh. Just me and you?
Yeah, you're the one I'm asking.
I ain't gonna take it easy on you.
I wouldn't expect you to.
All right. Well, I don't know where we can really fight around here, so I guess let's just let's go use the room of that old guy that you travel with. We'll just go fight in his room. Yeah, the elf. Yeah.
Yeah, with the weird thing that I
the little
hate.
weird pet thing that he. Yeah, we'll just go trash his room.
Okay.
All right, let's go. All right, you hear him walk away, Roz.
Roz definitely had a moment where there was like, so you two aren't going to go fight a dragon, and she's like, wait, what? What was that last bit?
Second chance. Everybody roll a d20 except for Hermia.
A d20. God, we suck.
We're so
At least
bad.
I got over 10.
Roll
Well
20
done.
just screws everybody in this
It's
party.
still a 12.
And yeah, Dolvik, we know Video Ninja's being terrible right now.
Yeah,
we tried to
terrible.
fix it earlier. We don't know what's going on with it.
It's definitely
So 4,
a bandwidth issue because
6,
mine's sending
5,
it at like
5,
100
12.
kilobytes per second.
All right.
Like, it sucks.
Maeve.
Yeah.
So a little while after, Queen Titania leaves, everyone's gotten their blessings. You see, Roz goes out in the hall to talk with her. A little while later, Hermia and her father kind of walk off. Everyone's just kind of hanging out a little bit. I'm sure Corey, at some point leaves to go hang out with her family as well. And Sana goes off into your room. What are you doing, do you think?
I think she's kind of like doing some leaving preparations, making sure her bow's her bow's magical, so maybe not that so much, but just making sure everything's accounted for in the bag of holding, and otherwise just kind of thinking of the next steps ahead.
You look around and realize that Luster isn't here.
Ah, damn it. Lester? Did you go hiding in one of the fairy holes?
You kind of call out for him. And you hear Zana call you from the room. He's in here. And you come in and she's sitting on the bed. She has her tools and stuff out and guns. She's cleaning her weapons. But Lester's like curled up in her lap and she just gives you this look like, why?
He has chosen you, and you're gonna have to deal with it. Listen, I could have had a jealous pet, so honestly, you should count yourself blessed.
You think if he was jealous I couldn't take him?
No, I just mean that then he'd be all snarly and pretend to dislike you, but that's not how he works.
She, with much difficulty, tries to continue what she's doing, and every time she goes like shift him or like push him off, he'll like shift in a way to where like the weights come in and it's a losing battle.
I love that Luster is both a puppy and a cat.
I apologize.
He's just wrapping himself around both legs.
When he wants to lay in a place, he's very stubborn about it. He was like this as a wolf too. I think now that he's got like more opposable claws, it's only gonna get worse. Anyway.
So when we get back to the prime material plane after this whole Prism Sage business, we will hopefully be returning to Rex and Trim, I assume, to meet with the king of the empire.
Yeah. Oh, now we gotta face all of that. Skip over the Prism Sage like it's a walk in the park.
Any thought on what you might do when we can get a little bit of downtime?
Well, you and I?
She shrugs. I've been giving some thought to the question you asked me back in Guarden. What I might like. And
yeah.
Even though it's part of my job, I think that even if I had grown up in different circumstances, that as a changeling, I would still enjoy watching people. Beyond even my responsibilities, my duties, I enjoy figuring out why people do the things they do. They're like tiny little puzzles. So, if we ever have the chance to do stuff, you ask, what do I want to do? Or if there was a world where, we didn't need to be who we are now, so long as I can do that, then, just watch how people act in, different parts of the world. See what's the same, what's different. Beyond that, I don't really care. But that's something I think I like.
I think that makes sense. I think that sounds kind of fun.
She's trying to divert her eyes from you because I can see you smiling, and I assume Maeve is doing the same thing.
Yep. She goes and sits down near her, even though she's averting her gaze, and that's fine. I appreciate you telling me, and I think that sounds like fun. It's funny because I think in a way I get what you mean by work for people watching. I'm not sure if I describe it that way, but I think back when I was, failing at leading, I spent a lot of time just trying to, just kind of watching what people were doing, trying to figure out the best way to approach them on things, trying to figure out what they were doing next. It sounds a little bit more, sounds more calming to think of it more like a storybook in a way.
Door suddenly
Painting.
swings open, and a bird comes flying in. Who?
Ah!
Who? Who? And like just lands on the edge of the bed. You see Leo's face. Who? Who?
Don't you? Well, that's
Sana
listen.
starts putting her pistol back together.
I'll take care of this. But
Leo,
you need to go
Leo, you're right out in the main room. You see your owl fly in here.
But you need to go back to your master.
I'll
Who?
go knock on the door.
Who? It's
Or
still
knock on the door for him.
it's still wide open.
It's just
Who?
you can come in.
Sorry,
Who?
I didn't command him to do that.
Maybe he's just a curious fellow. Did you want to meet
I
Luster?
don't know. Maybe he wants to play with Luster.
Luster growls at it.
I don't think Luster wants to play with him, unfortunately.
No, it's definitely like the big ferocious dog, and then like this tiny little animal goes by and is just terrified of it.
Mhm.
Luster, I thought you liked me though, and I point towards my face.
See, that's your
Luster
master's face.
shakes his head like, no, that thing ain't natural.
No, I mean it is Fey. Would you call Fey natural?
Is it Faye?
I mean, if it's
I'm
not, I mean, it
sure
was
if it's
from
Fey or
here.
not.
They sure got it here.
You'd have to check what the creature type is.
Well, I will leave that to you, Leo.
Yeah, Zana's like, well, could you please take it away before I send it away?
I dismiss him.
Okay, as you dismiss him, it explodes in a little gooey, gory mess covering the bed, Zana, Maeve, and Luster.
Well,
Okay, well
he
that
didn't
seems
do that last time.
that seems
I am
wholly
so
unnecessary.
sorry.
Nobody knows prestidigitation, do they?
Please leave.
And I'll just like do a half turn and kind of
I'll just wave you
Sink
off
my
with
head
a
in,
nervous
walk
smile,
away.
like it's for the best.
Sana looks at all of her weapons that have to be re-cleaned even worse now.
Oh no!
Luster like starts like licking it up and does not. You can tell it does not taste well. She gets up and goes and like grabs like a towel or like a blanket or something to start like cleaning things up.
Well, isn't this a magic room? Like, didn't they make this magical?
I mean, I guess, but it doesn't just prestidigitate itself.
Okay, well now I know that's a cantrip.
Well,
But okay, fair enough.
starts sort of clean things up.
I'll help her clean.
There's a bit of a silence as it's happening, and then without looking at you, Maeve, do I come across as selfish to you?
You selfish. I mean, not really. Why do you ask?
I've been trying to be more open and share things that I tell myself that I shouldn't. Things that cause my chest to tighten when I think of others knowing them. And I think that I'm selfish. No, I am. I know that I'm selfish. And that I'm a selfish person.
Okay. Why do you say that?
There have been a few different times where I've tried to protect you. When things have gotten rough. And it's not because I don't think that you're capable or that you're fragile, or that you need protecting. I know that you're not. I think that I'm selfish, Maeve, because I'd rather get hurt for you or with you than lose you. Cuts and bruises can heal. Broken hearts can even mend, but they still hurt, and I don't think that I can handle another crack in mine. My chest tightens because I'm afraid the things you think you want to hear will cause you unpleasant feelings.
She kind of shifts closer and puts a hand on her shoulder. You're not selfish for what you feel, or at least it's not a criticism of your character. It's true that, well, I think everybody wants to avoid being hurt, and I think everybody's going to do what it takes to avoid that hurt.
No, it's different. It's more than that, Maeve. If I had a choice, I would rather die and you be without me than lose you myself.
I can't exactly say that I don't feel something similar. Does that make me selfish?
She shrugs.
Either we are selfishly together, or maybe this is just kind of what it feels like to care about someone.
Maybe. But I'm not going to stop.
Stop feeling this way?
Trying to protect you at the cost of myself.
Right. Yeah, I know you won't. But I just need you to understand that I'm not going to stop trying to make sure that that's never a choice for you.
Fair enough.
What did you mean by that you're afraid the things I want to hear will hurt me?
Not hurt you necessarily, but just, cause you... cause you unpleasant feelings. If, like when you tell someone that something they've done maybe makes you feel a certain way, not that that's an example, but sometimes learning things causes you to be sad or annoyed. I didn't think that you would take that as well, saying that I would rather you live without me than vice versa.
I mean, sure, I feel a sadness when you say that, but that doesn't mean I don't want to hear it. It means that I need to know, and I care about knowing things, whether they're good or bad, or painful or joyful. So just know that I may be a sensitive person, but I'm always going to prefer to know the truth than a lie to protect my feelings.
Then I will endeavor to tell you as much.
Good.
And she gives you a kiss on your cheek.
Yay!
And
She gives her
then-
one back.
And then the moment is suddenly ruined as you hear Luster beginning to hack up what he had licked off of himself and off of the bed, trying to help clean up.
I'll take care of him. Remind me we're gonna find a quieter place away from the Feywild after this.
She nods and goes back to cleaning her weapons.
Yeah.
Roz.
Yeah.
You would like to find Saris at some point, I assume?
Before we go, yes. Definitely.
Okay. She had been taken for a nap following the events of the play, especially having been taken and been a part of it. There was a lot of excitement that day. So she is back awake now, just kind of hanging out and not allowed to go very far, but still, knowing that this is probably their last night here in the Feywild. You find her and Corinth, and I think actually Hermia, I think you and your dad would have got back here before Roz does. Before you went in to start sparring in Leo's room, you would have seen that there was a stand, like a little cart with all kinds of sweets and cookies and muffins and cupcakes and pastries all over it. Would you have just kept going or stopped to investigate?
I would have grabbed a muffin.
Okay. So as you go to grab a muffin, Saris pops her head out and goes, "Hey, oh yeah, no, you should come in and help us." And she'll grab you and then your dad as well and pull you in. So Rosalind, when you come in, you see sitting on the ground like crisscross applesauce is Corinth, Saris, Hermia, and her father. And they all have the plates that create food, and they're all creating treats that Saris and Corinth are trying to package up to take home.
Why don't you just take the plate?
Oh, we're going to do that too. But just in case they stop you and search you before you leave, there's no reason to take the food that we've already made. It'll just go to waste.
Nah, I would just take the plate.
Corinth's don't try to argue with her.
I just wanted a muffin before I went to go spar.
Well, you can't fight on an empty stomach, so just keep on making treats for this little girl.
Surprised you're okay with this.
Everybody likes treats.
Okay. Yeah, Roz returns to this and raises her eyebrows.
Saris
of all
goes,
the things
"Hey,
she expected to
come-
return to, the four of them doing this was not what she had envisioned.
We're making treats, and Hermia and her dad are helping us because they know Eladrin treats and Unseelie treats. Mr. Blightheart, none of those look yummy. And he's like, well, then I'll just keep them all for myself then. How about that? You
What
don't need
are
to take
they?
any of them.
What are they?
They just look really sinister.
I'll take
some of
a bite of one.
some of the cupcakes look like they have these spider leg, giant spider legs kind of coming out of them.
A little devil horns coming off the top
of the
cupcake.
or there's weird, it looks like it's a creeping mold kind of crawling across. Everything about it just looks like it's witch food or something. You want to try one?
Yeah, I want to try one.
All right. Do you want to try the spider leg cupcake, the crawling moss muffin, or do you want to try a devil wafer?
I'll try a devil wafer.
All right. Make a charisma saving throw for me.
Okay.
Come on, sexy devil girl. Come on, sexy devil girl.
Neat.
Are you asking for your girlfriend
Listen,
to
Roz
turn into a sexy devil girl?
Yeah, I want her to poof into a sexy devil girl.
Is she not already sexy?
She is already sexy.
But she's not a
But she's not a devil girl.
All right.
Thank you.
It's a-
Thank someone understands.
It's a horn
I
and a
married you, I
tail.
have
Come
to.
on.
All right.
It's a 29, a nat 20 plus a 9.
All right. It's a lot spicier than you would have thought. It kind of tastes like you're biting into a cinnamon jalapeno. But otherwise, nothing happens.
Not bad.
Yeah, all right, you see? Try it. And Saris is like, like kind of apprehensively reaches out, and Corinth just slaps her hand down.
Yeah, I feel like Corn's like, no. Roz walks over and kneels down, just like kind of like he's down at like the squat position.
She hands you one of the plates.
She takes the plate and she'll conjure up a treat from Torres. Hey, actually, could I borrow Saris for a moment?
Yeah, we were gonna actually. Can we go now?
Yeah, I think she's got plenty of stuff here.
I think
Okay,
so.
yeah.
All right. Don't forget your sword.
Oh, it poofs with me.
Oh, all right, cool. Hermia and Mr. Blightheart leave.
Yeah. Corinth, would you mind if I talked with Saris for a moment?
Sure. If you need anything, holler. I will be on the other side of the door trying to listen. And he walks out.
No, you're not. You're not
the
so
door.
different after all. It turns out.
Closes the door behind him.
She looks and sits down across from Saris.
She's just looking down at the plate, and occasionally, like, a treat will pop up on it, and then she puts it in the pile.
Hey, I just before you go, I wanted to say that I'm sorry for screwing up your pact. I forget sometimes that you're not my Saris, and you're not from my world. Where I come from, monsters prey on little girls like you. My sister was your age when a monster got her. And sometimes I forget that Exandria isn't like that.
No, there's still monsters here.
Yeah, there are. And while I don't think it was a good idea for you to make a pact with something here, I could have handled it a lot better. I went straight to a fight when I should have talked to you and talked to him, and I'm sorry.
I just want to be able to help.
I know what that feels like.
You're a hero, and my Roz is a hero, and, it's not always dangerous. There's not a lot of monsters out there, but sometimes dragons come, and they hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time, and Grandma still has nightmares about it. And I just want to have powers so that when something like that happens, or if you and Roz need help, that I don't have to be a liability. A liability?
A liability.
Yeah. I can take care of myself, and then I can help take care of other people too.
I spent a long time training to be what I am, and notably, I was not a hero when I was 5.
And you didn't have magic in the other world either, and imagine how quicker you could have been a hero if you did.
Okay, well, I don't know if your Rosalind gave you that one to go straight for the heart, but well done. Ow. How did your parents pass?
I don't remember.
I do. And there was a time when I would have given anything for the power to have helped them. But sometimes we just have to live our lives. And I have no doubt, and your father has no doubt, that one day you are going to be... You're not just going to be a seamstress or a smith or anything like that. You're going to be something very special. And if you listen to your Roz, I promise you she will help you get there.
I know you want me to forgive you. And I will under 2 conditions. Condition number 1.
Yeah.
You have to promise that when I'm old enough, you will bring me back here to make a pact. And if you don't make that promise, I will sell my bones to get here.
Oh my god.
She got you.
Condition number 2. I am going to summon a few things on this plate, and you have to eat them. Do you
Honestly,
accept
that sounds worse.
my conditions?
I have a question about your conditions.
Condition number 3, there are no questions about my conditions.
Well, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to break that one. You said when you're old enough, you want me to bring you here.
Or just wherever so I can get powers.
Right.
Maybe your friend Corey will be queen by then, and she can give me powers.
Maybe.
Or maybe Mr. Blightheart will give me powers through Hermia.
You don't want his powers.
I don't know. He's pretty big. His muscles are bigger
he is
than yours.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now that while that is true and also very painful of you to point out, do you want me to still be here that far down the line?
Are you not gonna be? Where are you going?
Probably one day I'll go back to my home, world I'm from.
Oh. You can tell sort of in this moment that idea never really occurred to her. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, that that makes sense. But you could like visit though.
Hope so.
Yeah, okay. So you visit and you take me. Item number 1. And you watch as it's about the size of like a vanilla wafer. It appears. It's yellow. It's shaped like a fish. She goes, "Here. This is a gummy fish."
A gummy fish?
It's the gummy fish.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does it taste like fish?
It does not taste like fish.
That's good, because I don't know what a fish tastes like. And she bites into it.
It is a macaroni and cheese gummy.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh no.
Roz is gonna make a con save. Yeah, Roz isn't doing too good. Oh god. Nope.
Maybe that's
That one needs to go back on the drawing board, Saris.
that's a low.
No, these are bad. These are bad on purpose.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
2, and you watch
Oh,
as like
God.
you know those things that bakers or like cake makers were used, like they have the frosting in it. It's like the giant tube, and they squeeze the
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
piping
the
tube.
frosting out of it. Yeah.
It's a piping bag.
A piping bag appears and seems to
no.
have. It looks like whatever is in it is like multicolored. It looks
No.
like there's probably like chocolates. Is like a yellow color, a sort of greenish color, a red color. And she goes, "Here you go. Squirt some in your mouth. You want me help?"
What is your Roz telling you right
and
now?
she picks it up. She's laughing. She picks it up and like puts it
I'll
up to her
bet.
lips and starts squeezing some out.
Oh god. All right, what do we got?
It's cheeseburger in a tube.
No.
I was thinking it was gonna be tuna frosting. Or
Oh
something.
god, it's cold. Why is it cold?
All right, one more to go.
Ah.
I'm gonna make some earthworm jerky, and
no.
with that, we'll switch off to a different scene.
I hate her.
I'd like you to know I googled; those are all real foods you can get in real life.
The
I-
person who made the
I
macaroni and cheese
cannot
gummies
wait to go
jail.
home. I hate this place.
Funny,
I
hey,
hate the Feywild.
she's
My
taking
mom
this
was
with her,
right.
so you're still gonna have these at home. Oh, you mean Torres? You mean Torres?
Yeah, I'm going home to Torres where
enough.
this shit doesn't happen.
Fair enough. Zealous.
Yes.
What are you doing in the hours following the play?
I think after everyone like starts going their own ways, I think Zealous would. Well, let me ask, what's Corey doing?
That's actually a very good question because I think as you are sort of walking around, you walk in, you end up meeting with Corey and Faye in the hallway. You all bump into each other. You girl, you here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought there was gonna be more to that. Yeah, so we're probably like, I don't know, kind of getting back to that like lovebird stage, just being like,
Mhm.
you're so cute. No, you're cute.
Oh yeah, Zealous is definitely not a part of that. Zealous would go somewhere else.
No.
Okay, so as you come, as the two of you come around the corner, and you're like holding hands, and you're saying that you see Zealous on the opposite side, coming on a corner, who just turns and starts walking the other direction.
Corey sees it's like, wait, see this? We're doing.
They catch
What was
up
that
to-
last part?
They catch up to you.
We're not doing it. We're just hanging out. What are you doing? How are you?
Also hanging out.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have fun at the play?
I did. It was a lot of fun. Which do you
You
think?
were really getting into it. I was very, very surprised. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. I feel like the second performance was my better one.
Faye goes, no,
Oh.
you were much better as the big bad wolf, I think. It's not usually fun when the bad guys win, but I think you really sold it.
It was fun tearing people from limb.
Yeah, we were just we were gonna go grab a few snacks if you wanted to come along. And then I think Corey's realizing, oh, my girlfriend and my best friend, and we haven't spent time together a lot.
What could go
And
wrong?
yeah, Corey's like, yeah, why don't maybe I can see if the servants can maybe bring us, I don't know, Fey board games or something. Why don't you two go get snacks?
Where do we get snacks from?
Just honestly go into any of the rooms and then take any plates. And then
The plates create food.
All
Yeah.
of them?
All of the
think
food?
so?
You have to think of
No,
it
like
first.
like any plate. Just any plate here creates food.
I think so. Yeah. I know. Crazy, right?
Okay, sure. Well, all right. Where are you going? What are you going to do?
Just I'm just gonna go see if, I don't know, maybe there's like, some new Fey card games that we've never played before, or yeah. So I'm just gonna go see what we have, and then you and Zealous can, go get the food and stuff. And I say in Zealous's head, like, hey, you guys can hang out, and then you guys will be buds, and then it'll be good. And then Corey just is like, yeah, you go get it. I'll be right back.
Do you seem as off as you sound, Corey?
Yes.
Okay. Faye is gonna make an insight check here. And that's a 5, so she's just like, okay, sure. Leaf, shall
That
we?
makes
And
sense.
she holds her arm out. I mean, she still thinks she's being a little weird, but she doesn't really know why.
That is good deception, Corey. She does not suspect a thing.
What?
Let us go find some food, Faye.
All right. So as you and Faye head off, and Corey goes the other way, Faye starts to ask you about, what it's like being a warforged, how you became a druid, and doesn't really give you time to really answer the questions as she kind of rapid firing them off. And she stops and she goes, "Do you hear that?" And with your passive perception is only like 32.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Yeah. So because she pointed it out, it takes you a second. But you hear like this gentle sort of harp sound, like someone nearby is playing the harp, and she kind of starts to pull you off in that direction. You eventually end up at a room and you can tell the harp music is coming from in there. And she's like, "Do you think it would be rude for us to like go in and like listen or like watch?"
I don't believe the people of the Fae have rudeness, so no.
Okay, you go in first, and if they don't turn you into a toad, then I'll come in.
Zulus laughs and walks in.
Okay. As you open the door and walk in, this is sort of a smaller room that looks like it's kind of made for like more intimate performances. There's a sort of small stage in the back. There's a lady who's up there currently playing this large harp. And then the seating is kind of like these small little pods of like, some chairs or some like chase lounge type things, or, where like couples can sort of sit together with little like, end tables and whatnot. And you recognize the person who is on the stage performing. This is a Eladrin. Looks to be winter. Long silver white hair that cascades down to her waist. She's adorned with sort of shimmering gemstone hairpins that change color as she sort of moves in the light. She has these violet eyes that immediately like lock onto you and notice that you've entered. And the garments that she's wearing are just like this flowing, almost glowing silk with deep purples and blues, intricate silver embroidery that's glimmering under the light that's here. And then around her neck, she has this purple amethyst pendant that just has like this faint, pulsing glow on it. And as you kind of enter and stand there for a few seconds, she's still playing. Faye comes in, kind of looks at you, and then she goes over and like sits down on one of the lounge chairs.
As she looks at me, I say, "Ribbit."
I thought you were gonna change into a frog. Like the moment I said that, I'm like, oh, he has B shape. He could literally just change into a frog and scare the crap out of her.
Yeah, she just goes and sits down at one of the things.
Yeah, and just kind of sits there and starts listening and enjoying the performance.
You said I've seen this, the person playing before?
Yeah, this is Seraphina Veilweaver. She was the fortune teller and oracle who was at the ball in Port Zune.
Okay. Zealous will join and sit and enjoy the music.
Mm-hmm. And she plays for about another 10 minutes before she kind of stops and puts the harp to the side and turns towards the two of you. I don't normally perform for an audience. It's very rare.
Was there...
So I will write in the thing for you. Seraphina Veilweaver.
Was there no one else in the room, just her?
Just her? Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was just like a... Okay. When you said there was a bunch of pods,
nobody's
mind
in them
put
though.
people.
Yeah, it was empty in here.
Okay. Well, that's a little more awkward. That's fine, though. Zila says, "That was beautiful.
Thank
It
you.
would be a shame to not perform for people."
Oh, I perform, but it's a bit more rare. This is your second time now. Most only get to hear my performances once in a lifetime. Consider yourself lucky. She looks to Faye.
Zealous will introduce Faye to Seraphina.
Mm-hmm. It's a pleasure to meet what could be future royalty. And Faye's like, what? What do you mean? What? Huh? What do you mean future royalty? Besides the fact that
she means that you will be married to Corey one day.
Oh, we haven't discussed marriage. We're both super young. Who knows? I'm sure I'm just like now that, Corey's back here, we'll probably meet like an actual princess or something like that. Seraphina goes, As well as being an accomplished musician, I also am a fortune teller and oracle, and while not all of your threads lead to the same place, some of them do. And Faye just gets like this deep red, like, blush across her face.
I believe that means you two will be married one day.
And you... Maybe you haven't seen me twice in a lifetime. You seem different from the one that I met at the ball in Port Zune. There is a divine thrumming in your chest. A heart or a soul that you didn't quite have before?
Yes, lots has happened. I am...
She rises and comes over and sits down across from the two of you. I sense doubt in you, struggle, lingering acceptance. You are beginning to process your losses.
I mean, there are doubt in all of us.
True.
It's...
You follow the Wild Mother, Melora, yes?
That is correct.
Then why do you struggle so with the losses that you have experienced? Nothing in nature is lost. Nature changes. When people leave us, they're not really gone. We may call it saying goodbye, but goodbye isn't forever. You can find them again if you look.
You can find people in the afterlife.
That is one way to look at it. Faye speaks up and goes, when my grandpa Mordred passed, my mom always encouraged us to tell stories about him. At dinner on the weekends, she said that so long as you remember and talk about people, then that keeps them alive. There are wisdom in those words. You have a special connection to the afterlife through Melora, through those things that are part of nature. If you reach out to her, if you ask, you may be able to find smaller roots of the tree where all things go after. The things you lose are not as far away as you think, Zealous. I also feel something else. She kind of reaches out towards your chest where the heart of the Wild Mother is kept, but doesn't quite touch. There's something restorative about your future. A massive convalescence. You're going to be part of something grand. Remember that change is a natural part of the world, and it's not always destructive. Change can be healing.
I don't know if the Oracle would like to hear that.
She smiles. If you will excuse me. And she stands and leaves. Faye goes, that was weird, right? Like she would like beautiful music was great. That was a little weird though, yeah?
Yeah, a little bit. It seems she seemed very familiar for someone who I have only met once before.
Hey, can I
And again, she is Faye, so that is kind of par for the course.
That's also really weird, by the way, calling everyone my name. Can I
This
ask
is
a
Feywild.
can I ask a favor of you?
Yes, you can ask a favor. Ha 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 ha.
Yep, that was super great.
Thank you.
Let's not tell Corey that an oracle foretold that we would get married.
Why?
I don't know, it might jinx it.
Is that a thing?
You're already like a big time hero and probably, got a bunch of like riches and money in stuff like that. So like, if you jinx something, it's not really a big deal. But I'd like to stay with Corey, money or not, because she's really, really funny and cute. And I feel like the way that she talks to me, that she actually cares. And I don't want to jinx that or mess it up. And, some people, when they think they know their future, they, whether they realize it or not, they, I don't know. I had a cousin who was all like, the future's not written and, do whatever. And when people thought there was expectations, or it just always seemed like they self-sabotaged. And so I just got like a weird thing with, I don't, just promise me. And she holds her pinky up.
Oh. So you think that you are actually going to self-sabotage right now?
I'm not going to self-sabotage.
Are you sure? Because if you know the future, then you are going to self-sabotage based on what you just said.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty cool, and I'm definitely not going to, but I don't want you to tell Corey, and then they feel like they have something to live up to, or like they... Just promise me, Zealous.
Oh, I understand. You think that Corey will self-sabotage, that she's the problem. He's the problem.
That's not what I said.
I understand. And Zealous holds up its pinky.
All right. Okay, I feel like they should have been here by now. Let's go see if we can find them.
Did you not want food?
Well, there's no plates here.
Let's go find some plates.
Corey, where did you run off to?
Corey would have tried to find Dom.
Okay.
And I think kind of navigating the halls. There's a pause because they're kind of back in that high of oh, I met my family, everyone's together, Faye's here. And then Corey thinks to say something to Gil, and kind of has that moment and shakes it off and just focuses on finding Dom.
And you are able to find both Dom and Veronestra are actually just outside of the royal chambers where your mother and father are. And the two of them are just kind of, talking, arguing, and when you come around the corner, they both turn to see you. Oh, good. We were hoping that we might be able to see you again before you went off. We hear that now that everything is concluded, you're going back to be a mortal hero in the prime material plane. And Dom kind of just like nudges, and she's like, "What? That's what she's doing. That's what you're doing, right?" And she's like, you see her like rubber arm a little bit.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah, kind of. It's kind of a lot. I know that I kind of gave like a quick rundown of everything, but yeah, it's pretty bad. Like this whole like essentially the whole world could be reset, so it's kind of really important that we stop a bit essentially. But yeah, I was actually wondering because me and Faye and Zealous we're just having a late night hangout and stuff, and I was wondering, do you guys have any like fun, I don't know, like Faye board games or cards or anything cool like that that we could, I don't know, play?
The two of them kind of look at each other. Board games or cards?
You've never heard of board games?
Like games that you play when you're bored? Wouldn't you just go and find something? And Dom goes, they just need a way to entertain themselves. And Vinesh goes, all right. This is something that we like to play, a little fun game we like to play with, dignitaries that come from the other courts. There is a song that I can teach you that when others hear it, they can't stop dancing until you allow them to.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Nope.
Well,
And Dom kind of face palms at me, goes, "That's not... Varen, just... The way that mortals pass time is a bit different here, so I'm afraid we don't necessarily have any." And then she goes, "Tiamatic Panic." Technically, that, I suppose, would constitute as a board game. I don't think that the Queen would be too happy if that was taken out of the treasury, though.
oh, why? Is this like some kind of legendary,
It's
like literally legendary game?
a bit cursed. When you play
Oh.
it summons demons, and so it's frowned upon playing it here within, the court and whatnot. No, he's right. That's probably not a good idea. Sorry.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. That sounds really fun. I think a lot of my friends would get a kick out of that. So we'll put a pin in that next time for sure when we have more time and are ready to kick some demon ass. Well, that's fine. Honestly, I kind of just wanted to, I don't know, get them to hang out and stuff, just because, they haven't really hung out and stuff, and actually now I feel a little bad that I might have left them in a really awkward situation.
Well, I think that you're here now. That you're here, at least, and I know that you're probably going to be leaving after you get some rest. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a chat with Mother and Father before you go. Dom kind of goes, "Yes, actually, I was just on my way. This might be the last time that we get to chat as well if you're leaving. So I just want you to know, Corey, that looking forward to getting to know you better when you do eventually come back to the Feywild. I think it would be fun to take you out on one of the wild hunts and see what kind of warrior the prime material plane has molded you into." And he gives you a pat.
That sounds really fun.
Gives you a pat on the shoulder and then pulls you into a hug.
Hug back. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm not really the hunter of the group.
The wild
but
hunt
if you need a
isn't
cheerleader,
really a
I
hunt.
gotcha.
Oh no.
Oh.
No, you'll be participating.
Oh.
Baronesha
Okay.
goes, "All right, well, if he's heading off, I probably should as well, so you can go talk to Mother, but, she kind of clears her throat at him. You can go. You don't need to be around for this." And he lets off a chuckle and kind of walks off down the hall. So I'm sure you saw during dinner that besides Mother, there isn't really any other ladies around. So you showing back up is kind of a big deal to me.
Aw.
I've always wondered what it would be like to have a sister. Having friends, being royalty isn't the same as having a sister, I think. Even Titania and myself, we have a very different relationship, and I feel kind of secluded a lot in the court. So I'm really excited to have you back. I can tell from your relationship with Roz and the others that you're going to be a real good sister, and I hope that I can live up to that example as well.
Corey takes her hands, and I really appreciate that. But you guys being here, and so as much as I may have disagreed with how you guys found me, even after 200 years, you guys didn't stop. And for the longest time, I didn't know who you guys were, so I thought you guys had just left me or forgot about me, and can't tell you how much it means to me that that wasn't the case, and that you guys have been really kind and gracious to my friends. So there's no need. There's nothing to live up to, because you guys are more than I ever dreamed of.
Well, if it wasn't for that letter that came, I don't know that we would have found you, but I'm glad that it did. And she gives you a hug and gives you a little kiss on your cheek. The door.
Sorry,
the door
come
then
again?
the door then flings open, and
Wait.
Oberon comes out and goes, "Get out of here! Go on!" And it kicks at, and you see Luster takes off running down the thing. What? Drake suddenly getting in here. Oh, hey there, Corey. Did you come to say goodbye to me and your mom?
Yeah. Sorry. Veranestro said that you guys got a letter
Oh, we get letters all the
about
time.
me.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
You have to talk to your mom about it. She does all the reading and the lettering. Veranestros
Okay.
well, good luck. And there's obviously a 5% chance of failure, but don't be afraid to send a message every now and then. And she takes her leave of you. Yeah, so Mom's in there. I'm gonna go chase down this weird dragon that got in here somehow.
Yeah.
You know,
Luster's a little scamp.
Oh, that's your
What?
friend's little thing.
Yeah.
All right, I probably shouldn't mount that on the wall.
No, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. The mother
Yep.
of dragons will kill me.
Yep, I won't do
Don't.
that then. All right.
Yeah.
Look. I'm just gonna let you know right now that I'm not the best father figure. To Dom, to Veranestra, or any of your other half siblings that I'm sure you'll meet in due time.
Oh, half siblings. Okay. Okay.
There's a few. Don't ask your mom or bring it up in front of your mom. She's touchy about that.
Okay.
I know being away from your family for a long time, you probably got big expectations for us. So I want you to know that when you come back, I'm going to do my best to meet them, and we can train together, or go on hunts, or if writing in like the theater, like whatever your interests are, I'd like to help with them if I can. But I'm not good. I'm not good at those things, so I'll probably mess things up, and you'll probably hate me a lot of the time, like Dom and Veranestra does. And that's okay. I don't mean no harm. I don't wanna, make you feel bad. Your mom says that I think too much without my brain. So, kind of leans down and gives you a hug. All right, good luck hunting the prime material plane, or whatever you're doing out there. And he starts walking down the hallway.
Yeah, Corey just smiles and takes the hug.
Do you head in?
And I head in.
Okay. You see your mom. She's in there at this massive sort of like desk and like mirror and like makeup and jewelry, and like the size of it alone feels like this could be its own shop at like the fanciest places in the Menagerie Coast. There's so much going on. It covers like half of a wall. And you enter and she goes, "Oh, Corey, darling, please come join me." And she pats the air next to her, and a chair appears. "Please don't mind my look. I'm still getting ready." She looks as immaculate as she has ever looked. You and your friends are leaving after some rest, I assume?
Yeah.
Is it fine to just send you all back at the same time? The Eladrin, the Onoraxi, your Fae?
Yeah.
You don't have to go.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
want to go and do that right now, do you?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, we definitely want
Are you all going to the same place?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, perfect. That will make
unfortunately,
things
yeah.
a lot easier then. And the Prism Sage. Oof. I would be careful with the other three being along with you then. Especially the little girl, hags and little girls.
Oh gosh, no. I
No.
misunderstood. No, don't. So the guests, the visitors.
Mhm.
So that's Ceres, Corinth, and Faye. They all need I need 2 separate portals for them. They're not coming with us. Oh gosh, no.
Oh.
That would be terrible.
Got you. All right. It'll probably be plane shift spells.
Mhm.
Opening portals is a bit more taxing and dangerous. But
Yeah.
sure, yes, no, of course. What can I do for you, darling?
Well, I guess I just wanted to talk for a little bit before I'm gone again.
You can see that you
think-
mentioning that, like, even for a queen with the composure she has, you can tell that bothers her. That she doesn't want you to leave. Yes, no, I understand. When you were taken, I wanted to burn all of it to the ground. The entire Feywild. I was going to put all 4 courts and everything in between up in smoke, in cinders, down to ash. Just to bring the people responsible to justice, whoever they may be. But the Queen of the Sealy Court was able to temper that anger, and ultimately it actually led to a bit of an age of peace. All-out war would have led to many lives lost, she said, and probably wouldn't bring you home if you were potentially still out there. So the way it worked out, I maybe had to wait a long time. But at least by not killing everyone, there was always a chance we would find you.
Yeah. And I'm really glad that you guys did.
Me too.
I'm really sorry that I have to go.
No, you don't need to be sorry for that. I've just spent so much time imagining what you might be like. You know, knowing you were a changeling, the possibilities were endless, and I knew they'd all be wrong. You know, your kin tends to develop in a really unique way based on those around you. You find people you feel strongly towards, and you copy the best parts of them. You take those pieces with you, and you allow them to live on in you, sometimes longer than they might have otherwise. And I just, hope to see parts of us in you someday as well. And you're right, I don't really want to let you go. I want to lock you up in a room with magic and chains and locks and guards and dragons and magics so that you have to stay here forever.
There's the Fey Queen. There she is.
Found her.
I'm afraid that if you leave, I'll have to wait even longer this time, or that you might not come back at all this time.
No, I guess not to make a joke, but if we fail, then the world resets, and then, maybe our reincarnated selves will
Oh,
be
honey,
together again.
whatever happens, Corey, I want you to know that we love you, that we're proud of you, and if that world takes you from us, courts and gods be damned, I will burn it all down to avenge you.
Oh, okay.
She reaches
Least
out
we
No pressure.
and
You know what,
hugs
at least
you
we
and
have a plan.
pulls you into her and just squeezes you a little too tight.
Well, if we fuck up, at least there's a plan B.
Guess so.
I mean, the
Not
world's
use
still
that.
going to reset. It's just going to do so in flames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I wanted to take out my last magic picture frame.
Mm-hmm.
I say, well, when we leave and while I'm away, maybe you would want a picture, at least something. And I'll still reach out with sending as many times as I can
Mm-hmm.
to keep in touch.
Right. So, what's this? A picture? Like a painting?
Yeah. Sort of. And I just turn around like a selfie.
Mm-hmm.
I just say, smile.
She smiles.
Take a picture of me and my mom.
Oh, now isn't that cute? You got that from the Prime Material plane?
Yeah, isn't it
Oh.
cool? Like, I really wish I got more.
How
But
quaint.
this is all I could get.
Yeah, and she takes it and she puts it up on her vanity onto the mirror there. And you can spend as much time with her for the rest of the night as you'd like to.
I think we probably would have chatted a little bit more, and then Corey would have been like, "Oh shit, I totally forgot about Zealous and Faye."
You probably find
and
the two of them
then-
back in the common room with everyone else.
Yeah.
Once everyone else does get gathered back up, Roz, you said you wanted to talk with
yeah, she's
Zana.
gonna mentally message Zana when
Sure.
she's settling down for bed
Yep.
that night.
At some point, by the way, you all hear smashing and like eldritch blasts going off and like things crashing and like something's going down in Leo's room which a few of you had saw like Hermia and her father go in there drawing their weapons,
Oh.
and
I feel like
That's
everyone
rude.
looks at Roz, and Roz just pretends she doesn't hear anything.
yeah. Saris goes a few times like, I want to watch, and Corinth like
Nope.
it drags her away. Once everyone is back in here, getting ready for bed, kind of spending the last few minutes, knock comes on the door, and you just look over to the frame, and Lilypod and Dumb are there. Lilypod goes, so I hear that the prince and her entourage are heading back to the prime material plane after a rest, so someone wanted to come and say goodbye. And Dumb kind
Aw,
of comes
makes
in
sense.
and looks really shy,
I wave at Dumb.
waves back. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, friend.
Thank you for being friend. And Dumb comes over and gives Leo a hug. And like you all hear some like
Aw.
crunching noises as he hugs way too tight.
Love you too, bud.
Oh,
Okay. Bye.
Be safe.
And, you too. Don't go to sleep.
We
What?
don't.
that's
don't,
ominous.
don't go to sleep. He like holds his fist up. Don't
get knocked out.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And you too.
No forever sleep. Okay.
Okay. And he walks off.
At first, that sounded real ominous.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, what's gonna happen?
Don't go to
us?
sleep. Oh God, Freddy
Yep.
Krueger's here.
It was a pleasure meeting all of you, and your performance in the theater was something to be remembered. So
I'm glad for good
please look after our prince while you're there.
Of course.
We will.
She gives a bit of an eye towards Leo. Do you mind if I stopped by later tonight once I ditch my partner?
I don't see why not.
All right. And she turns and leaves.
Wow.
I give Leo 2 thumbs up. Nice.
Nice. A weregoose.
The nice for.
You know what? No, you'll figure it
You'll
out.
figure it out. I hope.
Oh. You
You're not-
guys get to hear it this time, not me.
I was
Well, on that note, I'm going to bed. Gonna be long asleep by the time that starts up.
All right. Do you call Zana over to your room then?
Yeah. No, she'll message her mentally when she gets.
Oh,
into
okay,
bed.
fair enough. So, anything else anyone wanted to do before you all go to rest and in the morning get sent back to the prime material plane?
I have a question,
Yes.
because I assume my dad's like gonna leave before I
Mhm.
go to sleep.
Yep.
Oh,
Hey, roll a D100 for me, Hermia.
me.
Yeah.
Also, Corey wants to talk to Faye.
Yep.
Not like all the Faye, but specifically the person named Faye. Which is kind of a weird thing, because it's like naming somebody human.
Little bit.
71.
Okay. You have like 25 HP left when the door finally opens and Hermia comes out. Her dad has like a few of like those sort of black, like not really cuts, but the marks that Fomir makes when you hit someone. Hermia on the other side is like she's been through it. He goes, all right, did pretty good. You went down a few times there. All right, so I'd heal you more, but I used what I have on you. But not bad.
It's okay if when my body is in pain, then like like the inside hurt doesn't.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
yep, I get that. When outside hurt, inside no hurt. Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh.
That's why I have Zealous beat me up sometimes.
All right. Well, you know what? Keep at it, and maybe next time I can use my full strength when we go at it.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, this is a weird thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I know you gave me your blood crystal, and it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I'm gonna wear it
Yep.
all the
If you
time.
die, that'll bring you back to life.
Wait, what?
Yeah, one time. If you die, or I guess if somebody else dies and you want to use it to bring them back to life for some reason, you can do that as well. But a little bit of me in there, and I can't die. So if you have it and you die, you come back.
Oh,
One time.
one time.
Yep. Then I guess you'll have to come get a new one.
Okay. And it'll be easy to do that?
I mean, if you can plane shift.
No, not yet.
All right. Well, get yourself like a smarty pants wizard friend or something. They can do it.
Yeah. Can you this is kind of silly. Don't laugh. You're not allowed to laugh.
All right. If anybody laughs, you deal with me. And he points at everyone in the room.
I mean, you're included in that.
I ain't gonna laugh. I ain't never laughed a day in my life. I'm serious.
You were laughing earlier.
I don't recall that.
Okay. So one thing that my other parents, I guess my other dad and my mom they never let me I've always wanted like a stuffed animal, They never had one of those. Like, they wouldn't give me it because they're like, that's so stupid, Hermia. Why would you want something so silly?
They wouldn't give a kid a stuffed animal?
No.
Why would we laugh at that? That's horrible. Even I had a stuffed bunny rabbit.
All
I
right.
was just gonna say, since I've never had one, and then now I meet my real dad. Like, can I have one now?
Well, didn't you get that dragon?
It doesn't count because it wasn't from like
Oh, you want me to give you a stuffed animal?
Like, it doesn't have to be magic. It just I don't know. I want one from my dad.
Oh. I mean, I don't have one on me, and I can't make one out of blood if that's what you're wondering. Like, I don't just make anything out of blood.
We go buy you one.
I could look into it.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, don't make one out of one of the fairy folk around here.
She wants a regular one. All right. Look. You're going back to the prime material plane, so like, it'll be from me, but I might have to have one of my warlocks deliver it if that's all right.
You mean he's just you don't have just him.
What? What do you mean?
Like you have other people?
I mean, I can get some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really easy. Look, mortals are reaching out to us for power all the time. Like, you have no idea. All right, most of them not really worth it. Some of them got some souls that are like, you can make some moves with them and whatnot. But for the most part, I don't really dabble too much in that. But I'll keep my eye out for like a trustworthy one. And I'll get it done. I'll get it done.
Okay, don't forget.
All right.
What an amazing deal for that warlock who makes a deal, and the pact is, okay, I need you to take this stuffed animal to my daughter.
At least the first time, this warlock's going to think that, wow, I got off easy, until he realized that's just his job now. He's just an errand boy.
Oh, no.
He's a gopher.
Shitty thing.
It seems fine at first, because you don't really have to do anything super dangerous or evil.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything, blatantly horrible.
But then it gets to the point where, you start working for, a J. Jonah Jameson, thinking this is my chance to move up, but then you realize, no, you're just a gopher for the rest of your life.
And beyond.
Yep. All right.
Hermia gives her dad a big hug.
Mm-hmm. He hugs you back.
And she kind of whispers, so I guess you don't want me to sell my ever lasting despair to this Prism Sage, right?
Oh, honey, look. Your life is your life, all right? And you got to make your own decisions. You got to make your own mistakes. And you got to learn from the mistakes that you make, all right? That's the only way that you're going to get better. That's the only way you're going to grow. And that's the only way that, you're going to find out how to get over your own problems. You had mentioned earlier that trying to be like Roz, didn't really get you anywhere, right? You got to figure out what Hermia's going to do. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. All right? You make a lot of mistakes when you do, and sometimes it might even get people killed. But you got to process those either through your feelings or through talking with other people. All right?
I just want to matter.
You do matter. No matter
people
what
proud of
you
me.
do, you do matter, and I am proud of you. All right?
Okay.
All right. Give
Bye,
you-
Mr. Dad.
Yep. Just Dad.
She took the sir off at least.
Just Dad.
Good
All right,
job.
everybody. You be good to my daughter. Don't let her die or I'm coming after you.
She'll outlive us all probably.
Yep.
I look to Zana and go, my parents were not nearly as forceful as these two sets of parents.
He points to you, Rosalind. You work on that swing. Next time we meet, we're going to go at it again.
Hell yeah, we are.
All right. Hell yeah. He
Fine.
leaves.
Dad, sir.
As he opens the door, you see there's a guard there, and he just punches the guard, and they, fly off Hulk style.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
That's pretty cool. But also, I hope that person is okay.
Let's see. I'm going to roll a d20. If it's 3 or below, they are not okay.
Oh,
They're barely fine.
Okay. Well, at least they're fine. They're in the fine category.
All right, so
Breathing, but don't have a
before you all get your long rest,
And there, I know Faye, Corey want to talk.
Yep.
And then Rosin.
all right, Rosalind and Zana, and then Corey and Faye.
Roz, as she kind of lays down and flops back into bed, she thinks about Saris and Corinth and a little bit, and then takes a breath and reaches out to Zana and asks, "Hey, I gotta ask you something. This, I don't pretend to be particularly bright, and this creation magic stuff, I don't understand the half of what Hermia tells me about it, but I understand enough to know that its potential is pretty limitless. So when new magics and things like that are discovered, at least for a period of time, there isn't really a good way of fending yourself against them. Do you trust Mr. Black with that?
Callie.
This music may be a bit lighthearted for the tone of this conversation.
It is, for sure. Here, we'll switch to Blom. Why is Roz asking this? Is she looking for reassurance?
No. And I don't think Zana would think that.
Why is she asking?
Because sometimes monsters have to be dealt with before they become monsters. And while Roz doesn't know that's the case in this situation, she suspects it might be. And she knows the one person who knows Mr. Black better than anyone is Zana.
You want a simple answer to a question that is infinitely complicated. There isn't a yes or a no to that. Xenotol is already a very powerful, formidable, connected, and influential individual who we want on our side if we expect to do more than trapeze around the countryside, closing portals as they open.
Yes. And we also might be trading one crisis for another. I have had to learn to work with people that maybe I don't agree with their methods. So I've accepted that, and I have thus far been as cordial about him as I can be. But I also recognize that we might be handing one of the most powerful new forms of magic maybe ever to this man.
Who would you like to give it to instead?
I'm not sure anyone should have it.
Then
We're talking about the magic that made existence.
Then it isn't a matter of who has it. You wonder if it should be in anyone's hands. And without it, we're going to be at a bigger disadvantage than with it. So if the two things you are weighing in your mind is use it, save the world, and risk someone having a weapon they shouldn't, or don't use it and risk not having a world that it can be weaponized in, there's only one answer there.
I'm suggesting that we've gotten this far without it.
We haven't, though. This magic is what's closing the portals, and the last one took 2 of the 7 of us. Do you think it's going to get easier?
We're all still here, aren't we?
Do you think it's going to get easier? That is a yes or no question.
No, I don't think it's going to get easier.
And if we... remove Xenotol? So that only we know anything about the magic. And in the next portal, Hermia or Corey go down. And we can't get them back up. How are you going to feel knowing that if we had whatever advantage the magic and Xenotol could give us, that it would have turned out differently?
Hey, we all know the risks. We all know what we're getting ourselves
Answer
into.
my question, don't deflect. How are you going to feel?
Like shit.
In war and as a soldier, you do what you need to do to survive. I don't know what great evil you think that Xenotol is going to enact with this kind of power. But in my time with him, it is always a greater good that he is strained for and not a... Xenotol has ambitions, but they are tempered.
I noticed that he does not seem to have accomplished his aims at any major cost to himself.
You know nothing about the costs that he's had to accrue. But to your worry of whether or not he wants to be a god, sit on a throne, when you are at the top, everyone underneath you is your enemy. Xenotol has his ambitions, but to have it all is not one of them. He prefers to have people above him that he can shift targets to. When you're not the top rung of the ladder, people are more willing to reach past you, ignore you.
If that is what you say, Zana, then I will trust you.
Unless you say anything else, there is nothing from her side.
No, she doesn't say anything else.
Corey, do you ask for Faye to have her own room?
Yeah. I'll be a gentleman.
Okay. So as you go to offer her her own room, she kind of walks in. Obviously, it's a lot, and there's like, she's definitely even more entranced by it, how magical this whole experience is. And she's like, we get this all to ourselves?
Well, like all to yourself. I didn't want to assume you and I would be sharing a room together or anything like that.
You didn't want to have a sleepover?
Corey is like changeling shifting into complete pink. Yeah, sure, we could have a sleepover. Yeah.
Okay. Where are these plates that I've heard so much about that make food? And she goes over and starts like rummaging through the plates and whatnot. But whatever you'd like to chat with her about, you may.
Yeah, I think after we find some, we start snacking. Sit down next to her. Thanks for being really cool about today. I know that you literally probably just finished in the fields,
what?
and then I was like,
You invited me to a grand feast and performance with the king and queen of the summer court, and I'm being thanked for being cool about it?
yeah. I
Who
mean,
wouldn't
it's just
be cool about that? Who's giving you grief for taking them to the best party of all time?
Oh, it's not. I'm just trying to say that I'm just happy you're here.
That's all you had to say.
I'm
then.
happy that you're happy.
I feel like you think you have to try way harder than you actually do.
Yeah, people have been telling me that, and
I am a simple country fawn, Corey. You had me when you defeated the horde of gnolls and saved my village and my life. Easy.
Oh, really? When I was bald?
Yeah, even when you were bald.
You must really like me then, huh?
I do. She gives you a kiss on the cheek.
We'll be going back home tomorrow, and obviously that means I'll be trying this saving the world thing. And I just want to come clean about something.
Okay.
A lot of stuff happened. Really bad stuff. Roz and Leo almost died. Well, no, they did die. And it's just been terrible. And it's not going to be any better from here.
Is that why you haven't been dreaming or sending me as many messages?
Well, that, and we literally couldn't sleep for like 3 whole days before we even got here to the Feywild, so I just couldn't. But I was struggling a lot, and I still am in my own way, and I was starting to think that maybe it'd be best for you that we weren't together. And I don't think that now, but I guess I just want to be responsible with you because there's a real good chance that I might not make it back. And that's not me, self-deprecating or, trying to feel shitty about myself. It's just the situation. And I don't want you to be in this if you don't want to go through that, and I really don't want to put you through that, and I'm gonna do everything I can to come back.
She leans
But-
in and kisses you. Look, obviously, if you run off and get eaten by a dragon, yeah, that's gonna suck. And it's gonna be real bad because I probably won't even really know what happened to you. Probably never will. So yeah, that'd be bad. You breaking up with me because you think that doing that will save me from that isn't... I guess it could be arguable whether or not that's better or worse. I don't know.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I don't want to, but
I know. I thought for the first few weeks after you left that I'd never hear from you again, and then I did. And then I kept hearing from you, and for the longest time, and still now, I think, what do they see in me? I'm just a farm girl, and they're saving the world, right? Now that you're here, you could probably be introduced to like 7 different princes or princesses. Some of them have probably more than 2 arms.
Well,
and you're still with
I
me.
don't know if I'm into that.
You don't know what you're into. Nobody knows what they're
I
into
guess
until they
that's
know what they're
true.
into. Point is, I love you, Corey. And I guess if you never come back, you got eaten by a dragon, and I will carry on your memory. But I think you will. So I'm not worried. And even if you can't sleep for 5 days straight, your sending stone still works. So I'll be looking forward to talking to you, even if it's just to say goodnight. And knowing that someone as heroic as you is out there fighting for me, and, you know, thinking about someone as simple as me is the biggest compliment you could pay someone. Was it too soon to say that?
No, oh my gosh, no, I love you too. I'm so sorry. I should have said it back, but
Okay.
what you were saying was so beautiful, and I didn't want to interrupt you.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
um, I'm gonna do something stupid, okay?
Okay.
And I think Corey's gonna get down on their knees. You know, we're young and we're dumb, or I'm dumb. And if this is the last time, you know, I might see you, at least for a long while. And do I cast?
Her eyes are very wide right now.
Damn it, that spell doesn't work how I thought it would. That's fine.
Well, what are you
Take her
thinking?
hand.
I'm up for novel uses of spells outside of rules as written. What were you thinking?
So I have. I have minor illusion or major image because I didn't prepare for this,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted to make a very sweet sort of ring with a little lily.
You can
At the top.
definitely make an image of the ring that you maybe one day hope to get her.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I say, if I come back and we save the world and everything's chill and cool and nothing bad ever happens again, I'd be happy to know.
Then we'll talk about that because we're still both very young and this
Yeah.
seems kind of insane. And I feel like if you don't run this by your mom, who is a queen, she might behead
Yeah.
me. So we'll call this a promise ring.
Well, technically, I'm 200 years old and you're of age, so,
Being of age, you can still get your head chopped off, Corey.
yeah.
She slides her finger into the illusion and then it kind of dissipates, but she hugs you.
Hug her back and I just say, you're not just some farm girl. Not to me.
All right. And the two of you spend the night together. There's no fade to black. There's just cuddling and kissing, just so we're
Aw.
clear.
Okay.
Good old wholesome PG-13 cuddling and kissing.
That's right. And then everything gets real awkward for everyone else when about 3 hours later you hear the terrifying howls of a weregoose echoing through the halls. It doesn't sound pleasurable. Leo may be dead. The morning will bring clearer answers.
You know what? Good friend.
I want to go home.
The next morning, everyone awakes. You,
Oh, I want to do something.
yes.
Can I go into Corey's room?
At what point?
It's sometime during the night, because Corey's in Faye's room
Right.
all night, right?
Sure. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So you go into Corey's room.
Zealous is going to walk over to the still very large pile of riches.
Actually, the pile of riches isn't there anymore. It all got put into chests and moved into the royal treasury.
Wow.
I do believe there's a card box that's still in
I
there
was gonna say, is the
somewhere.
card box there?
Corey never mentioned that.
Or I put it away.
Yeah, hit it.
But I put it, I told the servants to put away the gold. I purposely left the card box
Yes, the
somewhere
card
in
box
vanity.
is in a vanity in here.
Can I search for it?
Make an investigation check. Corey, I want you to make, let's call it a sleight of hand check to see how well you hit it.
Hi, channel. Who's got the
21.
really good at investigation? Leo, right?
Asana does as well.
Well, let me channel someone then. Can I channel someone?
You could channel Zana,
Yeah, my
I'll channel
investigation's plus
Zana.
Or Leo.
in which case you also have advantage on the roll.
Oh, I do?
Yep.
Nice. I'll take that 18.
A roll of 18?
Yeah, I rolled 18 plus whatever Zana has.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
What did you
What's
get
it-
on your investigation?
What's your added bonus, Mr. Leo?
+8.
Plus 8. Okay, I'm gonna drop 15 inspirations as well.
Right.
God.
33.
Okay. You search high. You search low. You open up cabinets, cupboards. You look under beds. You pull everything off the bed. You open up drawers behind glasses. There's a moment where you're like, you're not even like, what am I even looking for? Why? Why are you looking for it, Zealous?
Because Zealous wants to talk to Gil.
Zealous wants to talk to Gil. And you start to pull open a vanity. And as it's about halfway open, you look around. Would Corey have really just left the card box sitting somewhere? She probably has it. And you start to feel a little bad going behind her back like this. You know that they're having a bit of a fight right now. And you think about how Corey would feel knowing you went behind their back to talk to him. And ultimately, with this vanity drawer pulled halfway out, the light about to hit the card box, you think, if I want to talk to Gil, I should probably talk to Corey first. Card box probably isn't here anyway. And you shut the drawer as your 33 was one shy of the 34 DC.
It.
Look, Zana's very good at a few things. Deception, stealth, and sleight of hand are those things.
Okay,
What's her
then
stealth on?
Zealous will
Hi.
just go back to his room then.
You all awake the next morning. Have some breakfast if you want with your fancy plates. Everyone's gathered together in the large common room as Queen Titania shows up. Corey, do you retrieve your card box? Because I would have forgot about it otherwise, and you might have just left it here.
I think, yeah, Corey would take it. I think Corey was like, oh, they could keep it in the vault. And I'm like, the second Gil gets to talking to someone, it's over, so.
As you go in to open the vanity, the drawer is a little askew. Like, did I not push it in all the way? Or did somebody come in here and, like, clean and open it up? Who knows? But you retrieve the card box. It is cold to the touch. Like, unnaturally so. Like, you just pulled this out of a freezer or something. Oops.
Corey feels, just kind of grumbles like, okay, drama queen, I need to put it away.
You all meet back in the room. Queen Titania comes in. Well, second chances. It has been an absolute pleasure having you here with us. And now it's time, I suppose, for everyone to go home and be heroes. But if you want to stay longer, this is your chance. You can just say so.
I should get back.
Yes, I wasn't talking to you.
Of course.
All right. Well, I suppose first, Faye, darling. And she steps forward. She goes to start to say something. Nah, you'll figure it out. And she's like, what? And as she says a few words and snaps her fingers, Faye vanishes as she looks to you, Corey, and says, talk to you soon. And she's gone. Next, Corinth and little Saris. And Corinth goes, what was that? What were you going to say? Oh, nothing. That had nothing to do, everything to do with her, nothing to do with you, darling. Please, come closer. All right. What was the name of where it is you're from again?
Western.
Western. That is on the continent of Teldori, on Exandria, on the prime material plane. Yes, thank you. All right. Safe travels. And she mimics the same few words, snaps her fingers, and they wave to you as they both vanish.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now for the rest of you and my dear darling. Where exactly was it that you were hoping to go? Anywhere particular you'd like me to drop you?
Outside the
whatever-
Prism Sage's house would be great.
Yeah, that lady.
Maybe not just right outside. Maybe.
No, we might as well just get it over with.
I can put you in the region. It's hard to pinpoint exactly where.
Wait, they're gonna show up in Western, right?
Yes, yes, within 50 to 100 miles.
Oh,
I just dropped the D100 and very like plague.
The Prism Sage. So you're looking at the Bromkiln Hills, east of the Sirius Mountains.
Maybe?
I thought it was.
Or the Fester Whirlpool, that's what we heard.
The Festerwill Pools. All right, well, look, it's been a couple hundred years since I've heard anything of her whereabouts, so sure, the Festerwill Pools it is.
Great.
She kind of scans over each of you. By the way, do enjoy your souvenir, dear. She looks at Zana. Zana nods. We will.
Ugh.
At
Corey,
least we didn't lose. At least we didn't lose it.
don't stay away too long.
Corey just runs into her arms
Mhm.
and starts to cry.
She hugs you and holds on. And until you physically pull away from her, she does not let you go. It's awkward for everyone else.
I'll step back.
All right. She utters the words for the plane shift. You all take hands, and together you vanish from the Feywild. It's interesting. This is much different than walking through the portal that you did last time. You feel lightheaded for a second as everything seems to stretch and blur around you, and it almost feels like floating upwards and falling backwards at the same time, except that fall never ends. You don't hit anything, you just keep going, and it's like spinning. And all of the colors start to turn into a gray before they reverse and begin to spin the other way. And as everything comes back into focus, you find yourselves, in a somewhat familiar place. You recognize the Sirius Mountains. You look around, you're all together, you're holding hands, and as you begin to let go to take stock of where you are, you know without a doubt you are where you asked to be, on the prime material plane, and the air is filled with this acrid, sulfurous smell. The mountains of the Sirius, as I said, to your north, your east, your west, south, all around you, all directions. And stretching out in front of you is a massive lake of green. The water's choked by algae buildup and weeds, the rocks near the water yellow from mineral buildup. And as you look around, you see that there isn't much more besides the mountain rising high and quick behind you, an open valley pass following the river out of the pools to the south. A few groupings of trees are here. They're void of any leaves and covered nearly root to the sky in a strange, light green, yellow moss. Welcome second chances to the Festerwill Pools.
Roz immediately gets her sending stone out, thinks to message to Saris, and then immediately second guesses that and messages Corinth instead. Hey, did you make it back to Western okay?
You hear back immediately. Oh, good, you're safe too. Okay is a term. 11 days had passed since we left. My mother was very cross with us, and we are never allowed to go to the Feywild ever again, nor talk about it during dinner. And that's maybe not as... that's probably about 20 words, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yep. You also then immediately hear in your mind,
Oh, God.
Rosalind, you're back. You hear Light's voice.
Hey, sis. Yeah, we had a unscheduled trip into the Feywild.
Oh, all right.
How long have I been gone? Because I just heard it was 11 days.
15 days.
15 days. Oh,
Yes.
great. Right, because they came later, technically.
I lost my connection with you. It was lost, completely gone and severed for 2 days, during which I was connected to Saris. So,
My Saris?
yes. So I've learned
Holy shit.
a bit more about you.
Yeah, you would. Oh, holy shit.
So then, following that for 2 weeks and a day, I could feel you again, but when I tried to contact you, there was this fuzzy feeling like you were still, like you were being blocked. I was still connected to Saris for that time, and just now it severed. That fuzziness was gone, and you're safe, so I can let everyone know.
Yeah,
We were pretty sure, since I could still feel you, that you weren't dead. But
yeah, we fought an Archfey.
which one?
Sent up Lightheart.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, neither did I. Is Saris okay?
You're Saris. Yes?
Yeah.
There's an odd similarity to them in Shadow in regards to lack of emotion, but they also still feel like very opposite to one another. Yes, when she is serving as our connection, they said at time they don't register the passage of time.
Guess that's a blessing.
They also said that they are aware of what's happening in a vague sense, but not during. They just said that when you were able to contact them with Quarry, and then while I was connected with them, they said that as they came out of it, they just had a vague recollection of things that you have been through, but not really specifics. It didn't really make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, it's kind of more something you feel than you know, if that makes any sense. Okay, well, it's really good to hear from you. It was only a few days for us, but Feywild be Feywild, and yo.
Indeed. All right, well,
Tell
I'm-
Mom that everything she said about the Feywild is 100% right, and I hate it there, and I never want to go there again.
All right.
Ugh. Okay, great news. The others made it back safely, though we've missed about 15 days.
15 days.
Yeah. Yeah, so
when
that's the less good news, I guess.
You
have to send a
see,
message to Kaylin.
you see Zana takes out a sending stone and kind of turns away as well. Anyone who wants to try to listen easily can.
Okay,
You
yeah.
hear... Oh, no, you're going to talk to Kaylin. You don't get to hear.
Okay,
No, if you want to. You probably take yours out, too, and then see that she has it and get curious. We're fine.
yeah.
Oh, we had an unexpected visit to the summer court.
I assume it's Mr. Black. But
Yeah. I
Yeah.
attempted to. I would assume for the same reason you couldn't reach me. Our location may have been warded in some way. We just arrived in the Fester Will pools. I will as soon as it is safe to do so. I had assumed you did. I can see if she knows, but it's her choice to say that information if she hasn't. I understand. Puts the stone away and turns around to see everyone's staring at her.
everything okay?
Everything is fine. Or
Okay.
is this what we do now? We listen in on everyone's chats?
No, sorry. It's just anyway.
Corey. I had assumed that it was Zenithal who had reached out to your family to let them know about you. According to him, that is not the case.
Oh. Interesting. I guess did you
Well,
ever ask them
Who
how they
else
found you?
knows?
I believe you were going to, and then we got distracted.
Ooh.
So, we'll do a little bit of traveling back in time.
A rewind.
Yep, a little bit of a rewind. This is what you were told in regards to the letter. She would have explained that they received a letter from the Prime Material Plane, unmarked, stating that they knew the whereabouts of the Lost Royal. The letter could only be fully read by the Queen of the Summer Court, and upon doing so, would bind her to one favor to be called upon in the future. She still isn't sure who it is, but the contract is signed, essentially. And upon being sort of signed and fulfilled, the letter crumbled to dust upon being accepted.
Yeah,
Ow.
sorry guys. I was talking to all my family and saying goodbye. Yeah, so that happened.
So someone with powerful magic contacted your mother.
Yeah, now they have the favor of the Summer Court, which
Queen
is
Titania
awesome.
owes someone a uncontested favor.
She
That's
Wait.
not good.
She doesn't know who
Wait.
it is.
Wait. What about? Well, actually, no. That wouldn't make any sense because I would assume she went back to wherever the fuck she was. But remember that hag we met at like the Feywild?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if she like knew who you were?
Well, yeah, but we were already there. I think they were like, hey, if you accept to these terms, we'll tell you where I was, and then that's how they found us.
But they don't know who it was that gave them those terms.
No. It just disappeared and crumbled into dust.
That seems a little unsportsmanlike with Faye.
Ooh,
They knew that they had some juicy goss. We'll put it that way. Maeve.
Yeah.
You send your sending message, and after a moment, what you get back isn't legible. You know how when like radio signals like on walkie-talkies are kind of
Yeah.
weak and things just kind of are like a bit like not quite staticky, but it's just like a bit kind of like warbly and like you can't make out what's being said.
Yeah.
That's what you hear back.
Right. Well, does she have any... Okay, she's just gonna turn the group. Anyone know why a sending stone message would be warbled and hard to understand?
I would presume there's somewhere that has something anti-magic going on to it.
Hermia, you can make an Arcana check if you'd like to.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Hold on.
She about 5 seconds away from panicking. She'll keep herself together, but, you know, internal panic.
Okay. That is 19 plus 11.
30.
30. So Hermia just starts to break down like all sorts of things that it could possibly be. It essentially comes down to like magic interference, right? She talks about like how the different schools of magic could potentially interfere with one another. She talks about how if he's on another plane and the failure rate, that could be that sort of thing as well, where like the message just isn't going through quite right. If he's over or near a major arcane ley line, that will often interfere with a lot of different magic. And like she goes on like a good like 5-minute like TED talk just about countless things it could possibly be.
Pale.
So, the majority of them are like all pretty benign and like regular things, and then a lot of them are also just like, yeah, if somebody shut off like a magic nuke, like you're not sending messages from that place ever again.
Well, I'll try to reach him later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wish I knew what he was saying.
Could I get perception checks from anyone who wants to make one as you kind of like look out over the Festival Pool? So this is a massive lake. We're talking like 40 to 50 miles across in certain areas. You beat it, Corey. You got exactly the number. only a 10 was gonna get this.
Leo got 31. Yeah, no more than that.
Wait, my dice fell out of the box.
So far, Leo's the highest at 31.
Perception?
Yep.
No, I got a 17 plus 8.
Corey, you get a message. Hey, this is like my 15th day trying, or no, this is like my 9th day trying. I hope you didn't get eaten by a dragon already. Please respond to me.
Damn, time.
Was that Faye?
That was Faye.
Yeah. Wow, time got really.
Corey's
whiny.
like, oh my gosh. Sorry, it must have been some weird planar timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah, there sure was. I was apparently gone for 6 days, and I'm grounded now.
Oh god, I'm so sorry.
19, you can't ground her.
And yet, this is my house.
Yeah.
My rules. Okay.
Sorry.
No, yeah, I figured like weirdness. But yeah, okay, cool. You're alive. That's great. I also sent a message to that little girl, that little Saris girl. Because like I couldn't get a hold of you. And so I guess we're pen pals now.
Oh God.
But it also took like a few days before they even showed up. So like I was
Yeah.
worried for a minute that something was wrong. But okay, cool. You're alive then. All right. The two of them kind of, chat back and forth for a minute if they like. But Maeve and Leo,
Yes.
as you all take in your surrounding and look around, you see across the far side of the lake, you can see what looks to be a little clearing near the water's edge. It's hard to make out exactly what is in that clearing, but you do see a small little pillar of smoke coming from it that is undeniable. That something over there is living there.
Oh, fun.
We found her.
So it will probably
than we
be... Well, let me put this to the group. You have two choices. Walking around the Festerwill pool will take you probably about a day. You'll get there about nightfall, depending on what time it is. Or you could travel across the lake and get there half as fast.
How much did you say it would take to get around it?
About a day.
About a day's
About a
travel.
day.
Yep. Like 7-8 hours.
7
I don't
hours.
want to swim in it.
I mean,
say that-
you could look around and maybe find a way. Like, you don't have to swim, but if you looked around, we can maybe get creative about how
Make a
you get
boat.
across there.
We
Or-
have some water walking stuff. I know.
Or if you
but-
look around, maybe you can find a dock or something on here. Who knows?
Hey, Zeal, did you say we can see the other side?
It,
see
like,
smoke.
in the way that, like, you can see the other side at certain parts of the Great Lakes, yes.
Okay. Hey, Zealous,
Yes.
why don't you, like, zoom in over there and then walk us through a plant to get there?
Zealous
Wait.
can't quite see that far in detail.
Don't we have the magic carpet?
You do.
We do.
Oh, yeah, we could fly over.
You can't all fit on the magic carpet at one time. And
That's
you're
true.
looking at like a 3-hour trip one way.
Fair
How
enough.
many can fit on the carpet?
Oh, it depends on which ones.
Yeah, I would say
Probably
depending on
2
who,
at
two,
most.
2 to 3, depending on.
Well, I can put on the ring of water walking and jog. Be good to get some cardio in after
Yeah.
eating like a
I have
pig
one
for
too.
a week.
And we'll say that
I could scry over there, find a tree, and then tree walk us through there.
There we go.
There we go. I knew
There-
we'd figure it out.
so there are obviously going to be scary things in the water and scary things outside the water as well. So it's just a matter of where you would rather be when these scary things happen.
I
We're
like
gonna
Zealous's
scry
idea.
to find another tree on the other side.
Unfortunately, I have not prepared scrying today, so
So
we have no
close.
way.
So close.
So we have no way to scry to the other side.
Swing and a miss, Zealous, but I appreciate the thought.
I mean, we can look for a dock. Personally, if we have to be either on the water with scary things or on land with scary things, I'd prefer to be on land with scary things. But
Yeah.
I will.
Same.
Wait,
Yeah, because we don't
you
need
can
Ross to lose
choose
another
to
arm
target a
someone's
location
Hey!
you have seen before as a target of this spell. You cannot scry on places you haven't been to get there faster.
I could just look over there.
It's
yeah.
it's too far away to see the details of it to know. You're not just gonna jump across all over the place, all right?
Hold on.
Why?
Hold on. One.
Because
one-
I've
let me
prepared
check one.
shit for you. That's why.
I do have a
Mean,
question
Super fair.
about the general wildlife around us.
Yes.
How is it?
I mean, you can't see any wildlife like from where you are, but you would
Okay.
guess that obviously you have a a lake here that's very acrid and acidic.
Bad.
Yeah, I vote we go around.
Yeah. I would say anyone who wants to give me a nature check.
Nature? That
Yep.
might be more of a zealous thing than me. My nature is not good.
You are a ranger, Maeve.
I didn't. That was not what I chose to put my things in. I did survival.
She's a ranger from the people who famously live in caves underground.
I would
That's
let you know
true.
what I would let you do survival for this if you want to roll survival.
Okay, sure.
Look, druid nature is not good because nature is for some reason intelligence.
Intelligence, I know. At least survival's wisdom. I gotta
Mine is a
maintain.
+4, and I'm trained in it.
And I notably have a proficiency bonus of 4.
By the way, Zealous, if you take my Eyes of Eagles item, maybe you can find the tree. The rules do not specify how far away you can see. Just that you can.
Robbie's upset.
You know what? Yeah, fine.
I
Sure.
know, I'm kidding.
Sure.
I'm
No,
kidding. We
you
don't
can
need
you
to.
you can scry over
Wait,
there
I-
and transport via plants if you want to burn the spells.
No, it's fine.
No,
Wait,
I
do
should-
like
I think we
animals
should walk
live
around.
here or not?
Yes, yeah. There
My
like
rolls-
there
my
there
roll
is
18 for
Yep,
survival.
I see that. So there is wildlife. You don't see any animals just walking around like Bambi being like, "What's
no.
up?" But this is very it's not like lush verdant. This is very like I don't want to say wasteland because I don't want to give like Jorhas vibes.
Yeah, but it's not called the
Swampy?
Fester whirlpool for
I
nothing.
mean, is
Yes.
it kind of swampy?
It's kind of
It's like
swampy.
Wyoming.
It
Yeah,
it's,
fuck Wyoming.
it's swampy. Again, the water is filled with like algae and weeds, and
Yeah.
the stones have like that sort of yellow, like limestone, like some sort of acidic mineral like stain on them.
It's a gross bog that's got some volcanic activity around
The
it.
plant life around here looks like at one point it was trees, right? But now all the trees are like dead. There's no leaves and stuff on them, but they're covered in this light green moss that has like a dusting of like a yellow color on it as well. And the closer to the north you get, the less trees there are. Where you are, the trees are kind of like, you guys are basically down on this side here on like the east side, and you need to walk around here to the northwest side.
I mean, if I let the owlbear out, I mean, would he be okay, or would the owlbear man be after us?
I don't know.
I don't know that this is where we want to leave the owl bear.
Well, I don't know where they live.
I mean, not here. This water looks like you would not want to drink it.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, second chances. Let's march. We got a day's walk.
All right, and as you all begin your march towards the Prism Sage, or where you hope that she is, that's where we will end tonight's session.
Hey,